Mindful Life Practice community.
All right, so welcome to our Vin Yin practice. This afternoon was a weird afternoon for me because someone who I've recently become friends with in Abu Dhabi, we said goodbye this afternoon. They're suddenly leaving. And it's interesting because I did a class a couple days ago about kind of this whole thing, closure. It's weird. I think a lot of us are closing our lives from how they might have been pre-coronavirus, and things are changing, and we're learning how to kind of find closure in different ways because, you know, the traditional goodbyes and celebrations, they just aren't the same right now. When I went on my first yoga teacher training, I remember my teachers teaching me that everything in life is impermanent. Nothing stays, it's in constant change, constant evolution. Perhaps we can move through a practice this afternoon around this idea of kind of change and transition and letting go to make space for something new. So feel what is happening in your body right now. Whether you're feeling tired, whether you're feeling energized, whether your mind is feeling busy or still. Knowing that all feelings are valid. All feelings are okay. Where do those feelings lie within your body physically? Take some deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe in, feel your whole diaphragm and your lungs expanding like a big balloon. And then as you exhale, feel it closing and contracting. Inhale, expanding like a big balloon. And then exhaling, closing and contracting. And then just take one more. And then on your next breath in, let's sweep our arms up towards the sky. And then on your exhale, you're going to turn and land your left palm on your right knee and tent your right fingertips behind you. And then drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. Lengthen through your left traps muscle. Take a few breaths. And then inhale all the way back up through center. And then we'll twist the opposite way. Inhale, come all the way up, reach through both fingertips. And then just exhale, land your right fingertips, reach your left fingertips over towards the side. And then inhale, come all the way back up through center, and then stretch the opposite way. Then take a breath in, reach your arms up, draw the hands up towards the sky. And then can you exhale, just land your palms into your heart center. And then we will lift up and over. Bring your body into a tabletop pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So we're gonna move through some cat-cow flows, and inhaling into your cow and then exhaling into your cat. So my teacher, Rolf, he has this wonderful passage in one of his books. He says that the posture never ends. It simply shifts. Whether we're inhaling or exhaling, saving the world or looking for a part-time job, in a relationship or out of one, the posture never ends. We'll take a couple more cat-cows. And then allow your spine to come all the way back into neutral. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Can you make every transition super fluid? Thread your right arm underneath your left. So you're allowing the transitions to be postures in themselves. And then inhale, come all the way back up through center. And then let's twist the opposite way. So take your left arm all the way up towards the sky. And then thread your left arm underneath your right. Take a big breath in, come all the way back up into your table. And then we will flow through a couple core movements. So lift your left leg up, see if you can find your balance. And then can you lift your right arm up, and you have an extension from the right fingertips all the way through the left heel, and then stay with a breath in, extended. And then exhale the elbow in to meet the knee. And can you move through 3 more? Moving like water. And then 1 more inhale. And then once you lift up, maybe play with kicking your left heel up towards the sky. Perhaps you reach back. This is tiger pose. If it's a lot for your spine, don't worry about it. We can ease into it, but if it's okay, then stay with it. And then release your right palm, release your left foot, just land your right palm on the mat. Take your right toes off the side of the mat. You're gonna inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky. And then maybe you kick the left hand towards the left ankle. Another variation of a back bend, opening through the heart. Release your left foot, release your left hand up, sorry. And then lift and come all the way up into a little bit of a warrior 2. It's like a gate pose. And then let's just land your left palm and open through your right rib cage and take a few breaths. And then come all the way back through center, land both palms on the mat, tuck your right toes, lift all the way up, lift your left leg up, and then let's just do some circles with the knee. Lengthen your left leg behind you, land your left foot on the mat, and then take a few breaths in your down dog. One more inhale. One more exhale. Land your knees onto the mat, and then we'll flow the opposite way. So extend your right leg this time behind you. Lift your left arm up, finding your balance, navel drawing in, gazing down. 3, 2, on 1, on your breath in, stay extended. And then on your exhale, take your elbow in to meet the knee. And can you take 3 more? Breath in. And then breath out. 2 more, inhale. And then exhale. 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. And then inhale, just extend your left arm, extend your right leg, bend through your right knee, lift your left hand back. Maybe you can come into your tiger, opening up through your heart and chest. How does that feel? And then release and land your left palm. Take your left toes off the mat. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Maybe you reach your right hand back, grabbing hold of your right foot. And then release your right foot, release your right hand, land your right foot on the mat, and then take a big breath in, reverse your warrior. Holding for a moment. Rotate all the way back through center, land both palms, and then we'll take the opposite side. So tucking the toes, lifting up and back, making some circles. And then land your right foot on the mat. Can you walk your hands back to meet your feet? Grip your palms to opposite elbows, hang out. Let go of movement, receive stillness. How does it feel to kind of let the weight of your week roll off of you? Release. And then let's release that grip of the hands. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Take an exhale to fold. Stepping your toe mounds together. Can you bend your knees, sit the hips back, lift the heart up, finding your chair. And have an energy and intention through your arms, yet a softness through your shoulders. Take one more inhale. One more exhale, and then press through the feet. Inhale, lift all the way up to stand. And then just take your palms into your heart center for a moment. Finding your Tadasana, your mountain. Notice what is passing through your brain right now, and can you allow it to just be like a cloud passing through the sky? It's like a sky. Your brain is like the sky holding the weather. The thoughts just come and go. Try not to cling to them. Try not to judge yourself for having them. We'll take an inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, upward mountain. Take an exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, lower, plant your palms. We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit, so step the feet back. Move through a vinyasa flow. Coming all the way up to your down dog. I see Siobhan's dog showing up. Take your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between your palms. We're gonna land onto the left knee. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. And then come into cow face arms. So you're gonna land your right palm on your left shoulder. Wrap your left fingertips behind. See if you can take your fingers to touch each other. And if you can't, your hands can just grab your shirt or your hair. I was talking to my teacher, Jillian, about this the other day. Some people just have like weirdly long arms like myself. And it's a bit easier to do these binds. And then for some people, they might have strengths in other areas, right? And it might be trickier to do these binds. And so don't ever look and say, judge yourself for not being able to do it, because it's really just sometimes the way our anatomy is, sometimes the way our body is built. Release the grip and then reach both fingers up towards the sky. And then we're going to take one more shoulder opening. So open your elbows wide, wrap your right arm underneath the left, and then either grip opposite shoulders or weave the forearms together, high-fiving your hands, gazing low for 3, for 2. And then on 1, can you unwind those arms again, lift them all the way up, and then exhale your palms down. Leave your left palm where it is, take your right palm up towards the sky, and then you choose either staying here, landing your palm on the sacrum, or coming into that twist. I need to turn on my air conditioning. I don't know why it's off. Maybe I was too cold last night. It is too hot in Abu Dhabi to not have air conditioning on. It's like over 40 degrees. Release the foot if you have it. You're going to walk your hands back. Now lengthen over your right leg. What is happening in your hamstring? And then walk your hands forward, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Let's move through a side plank. So roll onto the other edge of the left foot, step your right foot back. Find your Vashisthasana, core engaged, holding here for 3, for 2. And then on 1, can you land your right palm and then travel through your vinyasa flow, preparing for the opposite side. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between your palms, land onto your right knee. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And then this time we start with our cow face arms. So we land the left palm on the right shoulder and maybe reach the fingertips around and see if you can make a connection. The beauty in binds is that they directly translate to real life, right? We tie ourselves to stories or events or emotional reactions to things, and it's when we untie them and release, it's when we find the most freedom, the most clarity. So feel the clarity in the contrast as you let go and unwind, and then sweep and stretch your arms up, and then draw them open, and then this time you're going to take the left arm underneath the right, find your full eagle, not your full eagle, your partial eagle, your eagle arms, low lunge. And then can you release that grip and take your arms up towards the sky, and then exhale your palms down, land your right palm as you spiral the left arm up. Stay here, or take the palm on the sacrum, or maybe taking that full twist. You have the foot, gently release it, take your left palm back. Walk your fingertips back as you lengthen over your left leg, staying for 5 breaths. Inhale, and then exhale, 4, 3, 2, and then one more round. Walk your palms forward, lean your right palm, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, lift your left arm up, and then step all the way back, find your side plank, holding here for 3, for 2, and then on 1, land your left palm, travel through another vinyasa. Nice, come all the way up to your down dog. Gaze forward, bend through the knees, step or hop your feet wider than your hands, and then sit your hips down, find yourself in a squat. God, I just had this memory right before, probably a month before coronavirus started, I taught yoga and spinning for a bunch of teenagers in Abu Dhabi. I remember it like poured rain, and so they had to cancel their outdoor tennis. Anyway, so I had all the kids in this pose, and this 13-year-old girl was like, I have a true fact I have to tell you guys. She's from India. And I said, what's the fact? And she said, in India, people for real use the toilet like this. And I remember my boss walking by, and he just could hear us all like hysterically laughing together. Kids are so awesome because they just kind of say exactly what they're thinking. They don't have a little filter on it. Let's play around with a bind. So extend your right arm out, sweep your left arm back, and then either stay or wrap your right arm around, grab your left palm. And then come all the way back. And then see if you can make that bind on the opposite side. Come all the way back, palms to your heart center. I'm going to give you one option to do crow. We don't normally do crow in Vin Yin, but I kind of feel like it. So if you want, placing your hands, trying to snuggle your knees onto your arms. Maybe you lift one toe and then the next. I have a pillow in front of me to catch me if I fall. That's sometimes nice. Pointing through your toes, or you can just stay in your squat. 3, 2, and then on 1, let's come all the way back and move through a vinyasa. Nice. And then this time we're going to journey through a bit of a longer standing flow. Take your right leg up towards the sky. Bend through your right knee, stack your hips. If you want to flip your dog, go ahead. Landing your right toes, outer edge of your left foot. Right arm reaches up behind you. Come all the way back through center. Take the right knee in. Nice, you got it, yeah. And then step your right foot between your palms. And then we're going to come all the way up. And then all the way open into warrior 2. And then just like we did at the start of the class, let's try to move fluidly through water. From your reverse warrior to your extended side angle. Can the postures be almost continuous? The posture never ends, it just shifts. Letting go of reverse warrior, receiving extended side angle, and then vice versa. Nice. Can you take 3 more? 2 more. And then 1 more. Coming all the way back up, lengthen through your right leg, turn your right toes to face the side wall, take a breath in, and then when you exhale, forward fold, landing your palms onto the mat. You can grip opposite elbows and then just dangle. And then release your grip. Slowly roll all the way back up to stand. Turning your toes to face the back wall, bend through the left knee. Step your right foot in. Find yourself in a warrior 1. So you're turning around, facing the back of the mat. And then this time we'll open the arms into cactus arms. We're going to take the left arm underneath the right, weave together. Find your eagle again. And then shift weight onto your left foot and see if you can come forward into a Vira 3, a warrior 3. Now take or leave the arm variation. If it's not working for you, just let it go. Take another one, it's all good. And then slowly tilt all the way up to stand. Cross your right knee on top of your left thigh. Take 3, take 2, and then take 1. Slowly unwind, land your right foot, inhale your arms up towards the sky, And then exhale, come back into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower, plant the palms, let's step back. Move through a vinyasa. All the way up to your down dog. And then we'll journey around the opposite way. So lift your left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bend through your left knee, stack the hips. Option one, stay here. Option two, flip your dog. Land onto the outer edge of the right foot. Land your left toes. Lift your heart, 3, 2. And then 1, unwind, land your left palm, take the left knee in. And then step your left foot between your palms. And then once again, land onto your right heel and just slowly move up to your warrior 2. This long, low lunge, left knee stacking above left ankle, right outer edge of the foot pressing down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, and keep moving freely. Don't worry about me cueing you. Letting go of one posture, receiving the next posture. Taking 3. Taking 2. And then a last 1. And then slowly come all the way up, lengthen through the left leg, turn your toes in, and then dangle forward. Grip opposite elbows. How would it feel to let go a little bit more? How would it feel to soften here and there? Where do you feel that you're holding on to tension that can be released? Release that grip. Slowly lift all the way up. Turn your right toes to face the front of the room. Step your left foot in, finding yourself in the warrior 1 on this side. Arms reach up. And then we will open them. And then this time, I believe it is your right arm underneath the left. Find the eagle variation that you have not yet done. Start to shift weight onto your right foot, finding your balance, pressing through your big toe, letting yourself fall if you fall. Still a good person. And then step all the way up, cross your thigh on top of your other thigh, sitting low. Nice, now take a big breath in. How does it feel to let go of that bind, to unwind and release? And then take your palms into heart center. Letting go of effort, receiving ease, letting go of movement, receiving stillness. On your breath in, sweep the arms skyward. On your breath out, hinge forward, forward fold. On your breath in, half lift. On your breath out, lower, plant the palms. If you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead, stepping back, slowly lowering. Inhaling up to your back bend. Exhaling all the way up. And then let's bend through the knees, gaze forward, and then just step the feet between the hands. Bringing your bottom onto the mat, bringing your feet onto the mat. Slowly lowering all the way down. Place your palms alongside your hips and your feet are kind of close towards your bottom. And then we're gonna move through some bridge transitions, okay? So pressing through the feet and hands, inhaling up, and then exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, lowering down. Again, just getting lost in the repetition. Now, can you take a few more? And after your last one, lift all the way up. Roll your shoulder blades under, interlace the palms, pinky side down. And then can you release the hands? Slowly lower each and every vertebrae down one at a time until the last thing that lands is your hips. And then just take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more breath in. One more breath out. All right, hands onto the backs of the thighs. Just take a gentle rock all the way up. Lengthen your left leg in front of you. We're gonna start to get into our yin now. And you're gonna step your right foot across and bring your right knee. It's almost gonna stack on top of your left knee, and you're on the outer edge of the right foot, as opposed to the right foot being up like this. The knee is gonna be down like this, okay? If you're okay here, stay. Another option is to try to kick your left heel back and then see if you can bring both your knees to stack upon each other. Okay, so this is called cow face pose. This is the full cow face. So we did our cow face arms earlier, and now we're gonna attach them to the full pose. So take your right arm up towards the sky, plant your right palm on your left shoulder, take your left palm, wrap it around, and see if you can either interlace the palms or hook them together. And if not, you can grab onto a strap, you can grab onto your shirt, you can also just stay here, it's all good. And then the last variation you might take is slowly starting to hinge forward, if you feel like there's some space in your hip crease. All right, so this is a tricky pose. It is not an easy one. We are all bound up, all connected in some kind of uncomfortable ways, especially if they're unfamiliar to you. And what I shared at the start of the class is something I love about binds is that we learn how to hold on and then how to let go. I think all human beings struggle with letting go. It's not something that we are naturally inclined to do. And goodbyes are really hard. The interesting thing about being an expat is that you say goodbye all the time. Right? You say goodbye to your home when you take off. People are moving on all the time. You say goodbye to them. This particular time during coronavirus, it's been like an unusual amount of goodbyes. So many of my friends, in particular from the yoga studio, you know, pilots, flight attendants, people in all walks of life are having to move on sooner than they anticipated from this place. How do you say goodbye gracefully, and how do you accept a goodbye? We're going to be here for about a minute longer. Can you tolerate the discomfort? If there's pain, always back off. But if it is a subtle discomfort, can you lean into that? And take one more breath. And then can you just slowly release your hands? Slowly release your feet. And then let go, rocking back and forth. And then we're going to take the opposite side. So this time it's going to be your right leg extending out, your left leg crossing. Like, am I right? Did I do this side already? I think it's the opposite side. It's your left leg extending. No, right leg extending, left leg on top. Kicking the foot back. So it should be your right knee stacking on top of your left, unless you did the other side first. Yeah, this feels right. And then your left hand is going to go up and around, and your right arm is going to reach all the way back, and see if you can make a connection on this side. Nice. So this is a pretty advanced yin pose. If it is painful, back off, take a variation. If it's simply uncomfortable, stay with it. One goodbye I had to say this week was to my teaching assistant. And it was really strange because she's been very closely in my life for 3 years. She's seen me every day. She saw me come into Abu Dhabi as kind of a bright-faced and balanced woman, and then she saw the Abu Dhabi party scene take me over, and then she saw me be reborn again, and she tolerated all of the all of the struggles that she listened to every day. And you know, I've been with her through a lot of challenges in her life and her story and her journey as well. And the interesting thing about the two of us is that I think we were meant to meet each other. She's the one that referred me to that psychic that I posted about on Instagram, who changed my life. And if it weren't for her, I would have never met that psychic who completely changed my journey. So I think there are no accidents, and I think that we're meant to meet the people that we're meant to meet. But what was interesting about me and Bae is that we both just have this complete acceptance of like, our time is over from working together. You know, we're both ready to peacefully let go. Neither of us were sad. It just feels like she's ready to go on with her life, and I'm ready to go on with mine. Something that yoga teaches you is how to let go. how to gracefully let go when the time is right. We're going to stay here for a few more rounds of breath. Got this. Three more inhales. Three more exhales. And then slowly, slowly, slowly let go. Nice work. Uncross the legs, land the feet. And then just windshield wipe the knees from side to side. Come all the way back into neutral. Let's cross the legs, just take one moment in total stillness. How does it feel to let go of those postures? And for our next posture, we're going to do a traps muscle stretch. We're also going to do a stretch of our feet. So you can either be just here on the heels, or if you're ready for a bit more of a stretch, we're going to tuck the toes under and stretch the soles of the feet. One of the biggest benefits, I think, of the yoga practice is that we do it barefoot, and it gives us an opportunity to stretch and strengthen our inner arches, which is a part of the body that if we support with shoes all day, then the muscles can be weakened around there. That can cause kind of soreness in the soles of the feet. So doing a stretch like this is really good for us if we can stay with it. Start dropping your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. Take your right arm up and place your right palm on top of the left side of the head. So what ways can we let go of things? When I was 25, I had to let go of my entire life in Kuwait in a way that I hadn't planned. Right, I got on the plane and I didn't know I wasn't coming back. And I had an apartment full of stuff, and I had a car parked at the side of the road, and how do you make closure on that if you haven't said goodbye to these people that they honestly took me in and took care of me? And I remember something I did to find closure was I spent an afternoon drawing a map of all the places in the country that meant a lot to me. And I wrote bullet points under every spot. You know, where the car broke down on the side of the road and we argued and cried about the car breaking down. Places where I taught my private yoga classes to my first friend who was 50 years older than me. The mosque blasting the call to prayer at 3 in the morning, I drew that too. It woke me up every day. Take your head all the way up and then just place it balancing, landing your right palm, feeling your left side as opposed to your right. If you're okay with keeping your toes tucked, keep them tucked. Opposite side, left earlobe drops. Lift your left arm up. Land the left palm like an anchor. Open up on this side. And I've been thinking a lot about, like, you know, how do I make closure with these parts of my life that ended so suddenly during coronavirus? How do you say farewell to your friends when, you know, you can't visit them and they're leaving necessarily, or you can't hug them because of social distancing? That sadness and that grief will live inside of us unless we find a way to process it and to let it go. So maybe finishing the sentence, I would be lighter if I let go of. And not only that, but what would be a healthy way to let go of it? Can you stay here for 3? For 2. And then for 1. Take your head all the way back up through center. Finally, untuck your toes and maybe just pedal them out. And sit your hips back on your heels. So we're going to finish our practice today with a little bit of a guided meditation. If you would like to take it in Shavasana, go ahead. If you want to take it in seated, you can do that as well. Choosing your final posture and letting it be a container to hold you. To allow you to kind of process your experience. Settling into stillness and softness here. Closing your eyes and focusing on your third eye, which is the space between your eyebrows. Taking deep breaths in and out and practicing your yogic breath. So inhaling, stomach and diaphragm extend. Exhale, diaphragm contracts. Inhale, diaphragm extends, big balloon opening up. Exhale, it contracts. And then just continue this deep cycle of breath. Extending on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. Calling upon the guidance of highest truth and compassion to enter into our space. The highest self within us, the subtle voice that knows that we are loved. We have the infinite capacity to be. We're here to bring forth. And then we imagine this beautiful dust buster vacuum above our head. And pressing on the power button, suctioning up all that you have been holding. Clearing you from your toes to your calves, to your shins, to your knees, to your thighs. To your butt, to your pelvis, to your stomach, to your chest, to your arms, to your fingertips. All the way up to your throat, your face, and your crown. Releasing you. And on the inhale, just breathe all that crazy, crazy, crazy muck up. And on the exhale, let it loose. It's just going out through your crown. It's just being released now. And we ask that it be recycled, transformed, and transmuted. It's leaving this space. It's in the ether. It's being cleared. Take another deep breath in and pull it all the way from your toes, all the way to your crown. And on the exhale, let it loose. Feel that transformation, feel that lifting. And we'll do it again because we need it. Picking it up from the toes all the way up, 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 breathing it in, breathing it in. Exhaling, let it loose. And that vacuum is continuing to cycle. It's clearing you, it's clearing you, it's clearing you. It's lifting off of you all of the tension, all of the stress, all of the chaos, all the gossip, all the fear, all of the resistance to love. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. The power button is turned off of the vacuum and we see it float away and we say thank you. Thank you for always being with us. Thank you for holding us. Thank you for being there to clear us when we're in doubt, when we're attacked, when we feel disconnected. let it go. Just let it be. Why don't you do you? And I'll do me. And everything that's broke, leave it to the breeze. Let the ashes fall. Forget about me. Come on, let it go. Just let it be. Why don't you do you? And I'll do me. And I'll do me. Give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Running a nice long stretch, fingertips all the way through toe. Take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a light little hug. Making your way all the way up to seated. Just about to say that, Mom. I know some of you are in North America. If you have to go because you have a meeting at 9, go ahead. If you're okay to close with us for 2 minutes, we'll lengthen up through the spine. Take our palms into our heart center. We close with an intention. It's an ancient intention, but it's the original intention. It's been passed from heart to heart, year after year. And it's that our yoga practice remains steady, that our efforts on this path remain continuous, and that our yoga practice serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe and be happy and be healthy and be free. And may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So you want to finish with an Om. We're going to inhale and then exhale, and then inhale through to make an Om. So taking a big breath in, big breath out, big breath in. Thank you so much for sharing this space and the practice. Have a lovely rest of your Friday. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice Community.